guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going through the Adelaide Crows versus North Melbourne game. This was supposed to be out on the Tuesday night, but had some difficulties with the audio, so had to delay it until the Wednesday night. So hopefully this gets out at like 7:30 or so, and then you have 7:30, 8:30. 7:38, 8:39 I think will be all the recording times for that, and then we'll be all caught up again. And obviously, as I said in the, or did I say this? This might have been part of the audio stuff ups, that I am switching to a day of game review rather than each game review. So if a game's on a Saturday, it will be paired with all the other Saturday games into one sort of big one, as that'll just make it easier for you guys to all catch the content in one video, rather than there would be nine videos usually, but it would be down to 4, I believe, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then when we get rid of the Thursday fixture, which we do for the past the last 6 weeks of the year, and then it goes down to 3 videos. So anyway, there may be some chances where it goes to 5, etc. on Anzac Day, Easter, etc. like that. But anyway, that's just the big service announcement, I guess. Getting into the Crows, Rankin, I remember saying this, he's going to be on the trade targets video recorded tonight. 35-5, and he goes 116, 119. He's a guy that is making Jason Horne-Francis look silly. And yeah, he's a guy that I really should have started. I should have seen the value there. Horne-Francis was priced at 90. It's an impact player. Rankin was priced at 80. I think he's still priced about 85, 86. So there still is value there, and definitely a guy that I'm looking at. I'm pretty sure also in the video that didn't go up in the end. We looked at his fixtures to come. If we go to Adelaide, Team Adelaide, and we go here, you'll see they've got Gold Coast this week. That could be a tough game. I don't know exactly how they are for midfields, Gold Coast, but I feel like they're restrictive. Then you've got Geelong. I'm pretty sure they're not as restrictive. And then he's got the Giants, where you would expect Toby Bedford to tag, given Toby Bedford did go straight to not Callahan, that's Connor Nash, but he did go to Will Day, last weekend, and then switch on to Newcomb. So there was switching there as well. So it could be the case of switching between Dawson, or probably Saligo and Rankin. I don't think he'll go to Dawson necessarily. Just the bigger bodied, more sort of filled out frame of him is a little bit harder to tag. And then he has Freo. Hayden Young's back this week for Freo, so that's a worry. And yeah, that's that. I just want to check the team lineups quickly for the first game of this round. And just hope no Mark Pitnet goods. That was a big worry of mine, was just Mark Pitnet coming in and me going, I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, that's a sidetrack, but at least that means that the Wednesday, the trade targets will not have to include a TDK out. Saligo 115, 108. Yeah, he did amazing. He's a guy that I just think will have these off games and on games. And what's he priced at now? He's probably priced at, if we just go to fancy, I don't want to give away my trades necessarily. There we go. And then we go to Saligo here. You'll see 3 games of an average of 114. He's ranked 10th in the comp. And yeah, he's done really, really well. 125, 101, 115. Does he keep that up is the big question. 11, 8, 10 mark tackle games, so big non-disposal games as well as goals. I just don't know if he keeps that up necessarily, but definitely a guy that's he's gone up 128k. It's probably been that guy, that 800k bracket guy that you really wanted over like a Will Day or something like that. So yeah, he's definitely proved his worth. I just don't know if you can trade into him now when you want those premium guys, and he's just a risk of a guy that's going to fall back into the pack, I feel like, and be a hundreds guy, which isn't as damaging. Rory Laird, a guy that could be an interesting buy when he gets defender status. He'll be near enough around that top 8 marker, I feel like, as he's averaging, I believe, 99 or so. So that'll be interesting if he can get those 100 games under his belt. And we'd like to see that top end scoring that 140 plus, but I just don't know if it's there anymore for him. Then Dylan Dawson, a little bit disappointing Supercoach wise, on a 96, but fancy wise an 85 for those that would have started him. He's been pretty good the first couple of weeks, and of course trade into him, and he fails on the Supercoach front. Well, 96 isn't a failure, and yeah, one behind there, didn't really wasn't too much that he did too wrong. He just didn't get the disposals up. If he gets the goal there, that definitely is a 101, 102. So there's that as well. But yeah, he'll be good in the long run. I feel like just a slight down game, a non-ton game. Curtin, 81-90, he's done outstandingly well. 15 touches, 5 marks, 3 tackles and 2 goals. So he's just a pick that's annoying, but he's going to generate cash just because of the scores that he's got. So if you're able to have him off field or an emergency on, then that's probably the way you go. I just wouldn't want to start him in terms of that F6. Maybe you could do F6 now that we've still got one best 18 round, but I wouldn't want to start him if it wasn't best 18 just because that role could pop a 30 very, very easily. And then that's pretty much it for the likes of Adelaide. Sid Draper getting the sub best, but Rochelle out 4 to 6 weeks, so we could see Sid Draper getting more time, which I don't know what that would do with the midfield mix. If Sid Draper's in the team, would that mean that Peatling or Dawson or someone like that has to miss out or something? We'll see. And then you get North Melbourne. Jai Simpkins done outstanding. He's definitely a guy that a lot of people are looking at the underlying stats and going, this doesn't really make too much sense, because he's getting 30% CBAs and just putting up absolute monster numbers. 15 contest possessions, 9 clearances, so he's obviously around the ball when the outside of CBAs, so he's coming floating in, which is actually a really, really good role when you think about it. Outside of CBAs, if we just take out the basic stat of CBAs, that's a really, really good role that he's just around the ball a lot. So definitely a guy that I need to look at more. Plays the Swans this weekend, so we'll get a little bit more data against him, with him against sort of that tougher team, and sort of see how that runs, because if he's doing this in 50-point blowouts, I mean, what's the game, 36 points, was it? 36 points, not a 50-pointer, but if he's doing this in 6-goal losses, what's he going to do in a win? Is that Supercoach going to blow to a 130 equivalent in a win? We'll see how that goes. Caleb Denton, 115, 116, he's doing his job. Harry Sheezel, this role, he basically got saved by going to half back for a quarter, so I really need to watch this, because are they going to tag Sheezel? Are they going to tag Simpkin, or are they going to tag LDU? The Swans with James Jordan will be interesting, because James Jordan can go, I mean, does he go to Sheezel because he's going to go potentially forward? That's the big worry about a Sheezel tag, is that I don't know if James Jordan can be considered a defender tagger. I feel like he's more of the tagger that plays as a forward as well. So that leans me more into LDU getting it, because Simpkin and Sheezel are pushing up the ground rather than going behind the ball. So that's why I think it could go to LDU, but we'll see about that. Maybe that's just me trying to say that Sheezel is still going to be a decent enough pick. Luke Parker, 83-78, Tristan Cherry, 77-89. He passed Gorn score in Supercoach, but not in Fantasy. Those two are probably just intertwining off each other at this point, because, that was... he got basically a hamstring awareness in the first minute of the game and was almost not even able to play it out. And so for him to get to an 89 in Supercoach is a pretty good job. And will be interesting against the Sydney Swans, because Sydney's going to have potentially, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there's a chance Sydney front up with Brodie Grundy, Hayden Clean and Pete Laddams against Cherry, who's the lone ruck. That could be a beatdown, because they could put because a couple of those guys, like if Brodie Grundy, could easily just go, I'm just going to go absolutely ham in the first 3 quarters and know that I'm most likely going to be subbed out of this game. And it could just take a lot out of Tristan Cherry, who I know is a physical ruckman, but coming off of a hamstring awareness, as well as playing... I mean, he did play only 76%, but he is the solo ruck as well. I feel like that's something that has happened to Gorn before against Sydney. And definitely... who do they play pre-bye? They played Fremantle. I know that happened to Luke Jackson, who's not as physical a ruck, but he's more aerobic, and that could be a worrying sign if Sydney front up with the 3 big rough ruckmen, especially Laddams and McLean. If they front up with that could be worrying for Cherry. Tucker, Larky, Mercurcio, Powell, LDU, no one really here. Finn O'Sullivan's just struggling, so he'll be just that slow cash, and it feels like at this point if you can't trade him out then it's not too big of a worry, but you'd hope he has a spike game soon because that's just going to get a little bit annoying for cash generation, I feel like. But anyway, that is the video, trying to keep these ones a little bit short just because of the timing of it. But if you guys did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. If you are listening on Spotify, give me a follow and a rating over there, and I'll see you guys for the last recap of the round in the Western Derby later tonight. Bye guys.